Great. Well, I've been a believer in gold and silver for a long time, and I've searched for years for a partner that shares my values. Well, Genesis Gold Group showed me how easy it is to protect your IRA, 401k, or your retirement with gold and silver. Their faith-driven approach to service and stewardship is one that stands out from the rest. So call Genesis Gold Group now at 1-800-200-GOLD. That's 1-800-200-4653, or go to LindellGoldRush.com now.
The beef industry takes another blow as Cricket Burgers win America's best burger for the 4th year in a row. This comes after many major beef processing plants have shut their doors for good.
The beef industry continues to take a dive as cricket skyrocket in demand. The insatiable insects have now overtaken cows as America's favorite animal. A market change that has even caused McDonald's to
cricket have cows are now overtaking cows as Americans say we're no longer receiving cows to be put on the index. They do have crickets.
And here's why that might not be such a bad thing. Consider this. Cows are harmful to the environment.
Cows will go extinct.
Introducing the all-new Prepper Bar. These 62.2 gram bars, perforated and easily broken into 3 denominations, will fit all of your needs. Perfect for asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or use it for bartering or trade. Prepper bars make an ideal gift for precious metal lovers. Available in gold and silver, these slim Prepper bars fit neatly into your wallet and can be used in any situation. As gold and silver prices surge and economists predict shortages, now is the time to secure your precious metals with Prepper bars. The only bar divisible into 3 different sizes for maximum utility, tradability, and proudly mined and minted in the United States, these Prepper bars are IRA eligible and will help you diversify your wealth. To order your own Prepper bars, go to www.frankspeechbar.com. That's www.frankspeechbar.com.
Rudy?
Hello, this is Rudy Giuliani, and I am coming to you from, you know where, the Republican National Convention. And we have the big night tonight. Tonight is the night of the acceptance speech, and the first time that former President Trump, forget that former, President Trump, is going to talk to us since he came this close to death. I think that's quite a historic event. I think that that experience, which is one that I've had, does change you, and it's going to be very interesting to see what those changes are. I've talked to him, and I'm not going to, if it would may or may not, I'm not going to prejudice you with my view of it until after he speaks. Probably have already said things about it. But that was a day ago, and therefore might be different. We had a terrible shock today, losing a good friend, Lou Dobbs. I have Dr. Maria with me because Dr. Maria recently substituted for Lou for about 4 days, and I was very honored to be a guest a couple of times with her, and then with Lou when he came back. I'm surprised because I think it was only about 6 or 8 weeks ago that you did it, and he you know, he looked good. He really looked good. And
Rudy, I got the shock of my life. I was on the Dr. Maria show live when Mike Lindell interrupted. Watch this clip from earlier today. We have some breaking news.
Oh. Hi, Mike Lindell.
Oh, God, Lou.
Hi.
Oh, yes, come on in, Mike.
Yeah. You guys, our dear friend, Lou Dobbs just passed away.
Lou Dobbs.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
no.
yes.
No sound.
I just heard his wife just called me.
They have the sound.
I talked to her yesterday. I knew it was bad. We prayed with her yesterday.
look at you.
And Lou was a big part of our network here, and he's a great friend of mine. And
I realize I look like that.
Oh, he's a great friend of mine, too.
yeah.
For a long time.
We pray for Debbie, his wife, and their family. But I just wanted to get on here and tell everybody.
Yeah, it was quite shocking. And then to be on air trying to talk about the convention.
But we could see that you were really you were really surprised.
Seeing that, I didn't realize how I looked, but it was how I felt inside.
And that was Monica.
Yeah, Monica Crowley. What a great
Monica
guest
Crowley
was
with who knows Lou very well too. I know Lou going back to the 1980s when I was the United States Attorney and prosecuting cases, but in particular the Wall Street cases. And Lou was a financial journalist to start with, financial expert to start with, and that's how he originally made his reputation. He's like I think he was probably the foremost on television in the 80s and 90s, and then he began into politics and I remember his big issue was very early on the open border and the dangers of an open border.
How long ago was that, Rudy?
Well, the financial reporting was in the 80s for sure. There's a picture now I think they have up of
Oh, yes, that's you and
us.
Lou and the president.
Yeah, I don't know. I think.
Oh, I bet I know I can tell by the background. I think.
New Year's?
I think it's New Year's.
Am I wearing a tuxedo?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, that's probably New Year's.
Yeah.
That's probably but we don't know which one. It could have been 20. Oh, it could have been any of them. Looks like a bit ago, like about 2-3 years ago at least, right?
Well, apparently
the most amazing thing was the good condition that he was in. What a great reporter! What a great journalist! What a great man! What a great intellect!
Fighter as well. He stood up like you do, like we all do at Frank Speech TV. He had a show on Frank Speech TV as well, and he was a true patriot. Really sad news.
Yeah,
he really basically was unconscious for a few days, suffering from bone cancer, which, God, is very, very painful. And my heart goes out to Deb and the rest of the
God
family.
Bless his whole family. There he is. There he is on Money
boy, there's
Line.
A young Lou.
Look at him there. Whoa, my goodness, look at that.
Oh my God, he's so. You want to pinch those cheeks,
That's more like what we remember.
Oh, and there's him and his lovely wife, Deb. Such a kind human being.
Good sense of humor too.
Yeah.
Great sense of humor.
And a gentleman. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, I like the young ones, boy. I like the young
ones to look
back. Well, I'm sorry you had to deal with that shock today.
Yeah, it was shocking news.
But I'm sorry for his family and Deb and all.
I am too.
All of the people who loved him so much, including us. It's going to be a great, great loss. I mean, the man really had great wisdom and would be very excited tonight. That's for sure.
Yes. Yeah. He'd be here for sure.
But I'm sure he's looking. I'm sure he's going to have a 6 or 7 o'clock show in heaven. Absolutely. He'll give first a financial report on the market. If they think about the market in heaven, I'm not sure. But they certainly think about all these crazy things that go on earth. That's for sure.
Well, Rudy, recently you were on Jack Posaic's show, and he gave you a book, and I think you read it overnight.
I read it in 3 days.
Yeah, I'm going to step aside and let Jack come in here. So I will see you later, Mayor.
Now, Jack's book is fabulous. It's called The Unhumans. I have it in my hotel room. And I was actually thinking of bringing it over today, hoping I could get a chance to talk to Jack. And then I just left it. On my bureau. I finished it last night, believe it or not. And when I interviewed you, Jack, I said I'd read it in 1 night or 2 nights. But then it took about 5 days to come.
Well, there's been a little bit. Amazon says it's shipping problems. Mr.
So
Mayor.
I did a lot of it on Kindle.
Okay.
So it's underlined, which is really good for me because now when I want to go back and pick up Best
Right,
part of the book. I've got about 4 or 5 pages of underlining.
So there you go, folks. You see what happens when Mayor Giuliani reads your book? He gives you notes.
Well, the book is extremely timely, and I think explains a thing that many people walk around like in a daze, thinking, "How could all this be happening to us?" I mean, it seems like, gosh, it must be connected, but they don't know how it's connected.
That's right.
And you can explain it to them.
Well, so what it is, so for anyone who just doesn't know anything or how it's done, the book is called Unhumans: The Secret History of Communist Revolutions and How to Crush Them. And what we do in the book is we walk through systematically how leftist organizations, leftist movements, leftist groups use grievance politics all the way back from the French Revolution to Russia, to Spain, to China, all throughout the third world. We go to Latin America, we go to Africa, and each chapter is like a case study and explaining how these tactics are played out. Now, in different times and places, they might be slightly different names. The Bolsheviks, the Rojos, the Chinese Communist Party, the Jacobin Club, for example. And some of the tactics might be different because warfare changes over the years. And so, but you always see the same high-level strategies employed to destabilize, to infiltrate, to obfuscate, take over the machinations of information control of the environment, and then, of course, using the grievance policies and politics to essentially always say that whoever the people are who are successful or accomplished, or for lack of a better term, have built things, or like in your sense, Mr. Mayor, cleaned up things and taken care of business, and showed us, by the way, that crime and violent crime do not have to be part of our society, that they are in fact a choice. And we actually explain how they use criminals and how they use violent crime as a check on the middle class, to keep them down, to keep them preoccupied, and how this is actually a tool of a very old sort of system that's used to take over countries and take total control.
So developing criminality in society, making a society as immoral as possible.
Yes.
Even at the point of the absurd. I mean, truly immoral. Like mutilating children and not telling the parents.
Precisely.
This is part of the theory of taking over, of how you get complete domination and control over people.
That's right. And so what you would do then is what we call this and other folks have used this phrase, Sailor, the coalition of the fringes. And you put together leftist politics by creating more and more of these fringe types, and then going to you're just average American and saying that, well, no, you need to be a good person by supporting these people. And so it's essentially divide and conquer. So you use divide and conquer in a society. Now, Marx classically used this as your bourgeoisie and your proletariat. This, everybody knows those terms. That's the bourgeoisie and the proles. But the problem was that when they came to the West, they realized that the West had too big of a middle class. And the middle class was already doing very well. The middle class already understood that they wanted their law and order. They wanted their guardrails on society, their guardrails on civilization. And then, of course, the Soviet Union falls in 1991, and the power of the free market system is just too strong for anyone to really take the economic side of Marxism more seriously. And so the Marxist says, well, I don't care about the economic side. What they do is they switch to sociology. They switch to the sociological tactics of, and we've all heard these now, race, gender, religion, ethnicity, background, all of these different statuses.
So instead of a division of
and they divide it up that way.
Rich and poor, based on economics, and it becomes a division based on race, religion, identity politics. What we now call identity politics.
Yes. So instead of dividing a country top bottom, you divide it sideways.
Right.
But the end result is still the same, because what you've done is you've taken your society, you've split it up into various tribes, and then you pit the tribes against each other. And while those tribes are fighting, you use that to claw your way to the top.
Well, I think this book is extremely timely. it's going to mean a lot in your being able to interpret a great deal of what happens from now on, because whatever happens with the Democrat Party, you can be sure they're going to select an identity politics candidates in very, very shortly.
We might be seeing that very shortly, and as I'm told that there's a rumor going around that a selection has already been made. I think that it's premature.
Right.
I don't think that Biden has made the final decision yet whether or not what he's going to do. That being said, there's no love lost between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. That's something that we've been reporting over
somehow he's already announced that he may not endorse her.
That would not surprise me at all. That would not surprise me for a second. It would not surprise me for a second.
But it sounds like she may be have the.
Well, and remember, it's not Joe driving that train. It's Jill. Yeah. Dr. Jill would be the one who, even if she has to go kicking and screaming from the Jersey Jill, right? Jersey Jill, if she wants to go, and I've known the Bidens for a long time. I've seen them go, because I used to be at UPenn. I used to see them in Philadelphia all the time, the Amtrak and all this. The Third Center in Pennsylvania. I remember all that. And it's Jill Biden with Amy Gutman and all the galas and all this. Jersey Jill, she doesn't want to let go of the life, so she will go kicking and screaming and demand no endorsement.
Before we finish, you have a pick?
I don't think that they can dislodge Kamala Harris.
I don't think so either.
I really don't. And what I think, and what I've been hearing, is that the Obamas are lining up behind her.
I should tell you, I think politically it makes the most sense.
It does.
Yeah, because the disruption, anything else would cause would be great for us.
It would be too great.
Yeah,
it would be too great.
I love running against her, but I think I prefer the disruption too.
The disruption could be fun. Either way,
there might be disruption, and we'd still end up with her.
Well, I tell you what, Mr. Mayor, I think that when I've been talking to Charlie Kirk and some of the other guys about this, and I think we're going to go to Chicago this year for the. You're going to be there?
Mike and I are already working on it.
You're already working. I love it.
Do you know I've been at the last 3 Democrat conventions? Not the last 3. I missed the one, the COVID one.
Well, that wasn't. I used
to go on the acceptance speech day.
Yeah.
To screw it up.
Oh, I think we got to go. I think we got to go.
We'll make a pact.
All right.
We're going to take a short break, and you make sure you get that book. So I'm going to quiz you on it.
I love it. All right, I got to head over there.
Take care, Jack.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
See you later.
I'm excited to announce my all-new mattress topper. In the times we're in, I wanted to bring you the best affordable mattress topper ever. So I took my 2 best technologies and combined them to make the ultimate mattress topper. And now you can get it for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. It all starts with my famous MyPillow foam that provides you that overall full body support. Second is the individual comfort supports that give you an amazing custom sleep experience. It's like it's made specifically for you. The queen size alone has over 14,000 comfort supports. This is the perfect mattress topper to improve any bed. New bed, old bed, your guest beds. Get them for every bedroom in your house. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the all-new My Mattress Topper for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. Don't delay. Order today. Mike Lindell here, and like you, I see our country being destroyed daily. We face massive economic issues, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, there are people in power who threaten the values that have made our country great. Well, I've been a believer in gold and silver for a long time, and I've searched for years for a partner that shares my values. Well, Genesis Gold Group showed me how easy it is to protect your IRA, 401k, or your retirement with gold and silver. Their faith-driven approach to service and stewardship is one that stands out from the rest. So call Genesis Gold Group now at 1-800-200-GOLD. That's 1-800-200-4653, or go to LindellGoldRush.com now.
The beef industry takes another blow as Cricket Burgers win America's best burger for the 4th year in a row. This comes after many major beef processing plants have shut their doors for good.
The beef industry continues to take a dive as cricket skyrocket in demand. The insatiable insects have now overtaken cows as America's favorite animal. A market change that has even caused McDonald's to
As cricket has cows are now a protected species, as Americans say we're no longer receiving cows to be put on the endangered species list.
And here's why that might not be such a bad thing. Consider this. Cows are harmful to the environment.
Cows will go extinct.
Introducing the all-new Prepper Bar. These 62.2 gram bars, perforated and easily broken into 3 denominations, will fit all of your needs. Perfect for asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or use it for bartering or trade. Prepper bars make an ideal gift for precious metal lovers. Available in gold and silver, these slim Prepper bars fit neatly into your wallet and can be used in any situation. As gold and silver prices surge and economists predict shortages, now is the time to secure your precious metals with Prepper bars. The only bar divisible into 3 different sizes for maximum utility, tradability, and proudly mined and minted in the United States, these Prepper bars are IRA eligible and will help you diversify your wealth. To order your own Prepper bars, go to www.frankspeechbar.com. That's www.frankspeechbar.com.
Welcome back. This is Rudy Giuliani, and we're at the Republican Convention, and we have with us a really, really wonderful young talent, Rachel Holt, who has a hit song that is unusual, I would say, and beautiful. The hit song is I Was Going to Be. Now, if I tell you what it's about, you'll realize why that's so significant. It's about pro-life, and it's about the unborn, and about the plight of the unborn. I think that's his first song touching on that subject. So, Rachel, how did this song? You're 18 years old. You have a background already in singing. You've recorded before, but this is your first for a label, correct?
Yes, this is my first song with Bass Records.
And it's gotten up to number 9 on the charts.
Mm-hmm. On Billboard.
For 18-year-old first song, that's pretty damn good. Pretty darn good. You pretty excited?
Yeah. The song came out on June 21st, so it went number 5 to iTunes country charts and then number 9 on Billboard.
And how did you feel about doing it? It's written by Chris Wallen, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's my producer.
Mm-hmm. And Chris has done a lot of songs for big names and big talent.
Yes.
So you were quite fortunate to have.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So what were your songs before this?
So I grew up on bluegrass music. My grandpa did bluegrass music, and he was a great songwriter. He wrote songs for Alison Krauss. So the first song I ever put out was one that he wrote, and then I started writing when I was about 15, and I did an album that I wrote myself, and then that's when I got in touch by a family friend for Bass Records, and we started working with them.
And is that how you met Chris?
Yes.
I'm pointing at Chris over here. There's Chris. And the song. Did you find the song difficult? No, I'm not the singing of it, but the it's a very emotional song. I mean, this is a song you're going to have to read and listen to any number of times. Some don't believe I'm a living soul, just a bad mistake that needs to go. If my mama could have just seen my face, maybe she would have had me anyway. Wow, that's powerful stuff. So how did you feel about doing it?
So there was some backlash with it, but honestly, there was more positivity than backlash. But I think it's good. Backlash
meaning people that were upset that you did. I guess we would have to call it a pro-life song.
Yes.
Wow. Now and you come from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
which would be more of a, I would think, a Christian, more of a Christian community than, let's say, New York or Hollywood.
I was very surprised.
Yeah.
It was more people from back home than anything.
More people from back home were not happy about the song.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a point of view. You don't have to even agree with it, but it's a point of view that you should have. And well, we're going to listen to the song. And what happens after this?
We're actually working on an EP, so 5 more songs. And we have a single coming out soon.
So when you say with Chris again?
Yeah, with the record label.
Well, Chris, congratulations. The lyrics are superb, Chris. They really are. They're poetry. And I really, how do people get your song?
You can go to iwasgonnabe.com and there's a direct download link from there, or you can look up my name on any platform and the song will come up.
So you just put in
Rachel Holt or I Was Gonna Be.
Yeah, I would get this song. This is worth listening to any number of times. So we're going to listen to it now, and we really wish you luck with it.
Thank you.
With that song, and I'm sure there are going to be many, many in the future. Look forward to interviewing you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. So let's play it.
Some don't believe I'm a living soul, just a bad mistake that needs to go. If my mama could have just seen my face, maybe she would have had me anyway. And there are those who speak for me, for lives that they can't see. But there are some who only mourn this life of mine if I were born. And all I wanted was a chance to learn to love and laugh and dance. Oh, but I was gone before I arrived, sent back to heaven on a starlight flight. Yeah, I was gonna change the world, and I was gonna be a girl. First thing I was gonna do was breathe and fall in love with you. But a couple of weeks before I saw the light, mine flickered out when you changed your mind. And all I wanted was a chance to learn to love and laugh and dance. Oh, but I was gone before I arrived, sent back to heaven on a starlight flight. I was gonna have some pretty curls, I was gonna be a girl. I'm more than just someone that stands or something that you think I am. And there ain't no man who's ever gonna be what I was gonna be. Some don't believe I'm a living soul, just a bad mistake that needs to go.
30 maybe.
This is Rudy Giuliani back with you, and I have with me Congressman Tim Burkett from Tennessee, who is on foreign affairs and several other...
It's actually Burchett, like the tree. Birch like the tree, and et like I just ate dinner.
Okay.
You don't really stress the et. My wife always gets mad, but it's birch like the tree and et like I just ate dinner.
Like Giuliani.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, just like Giuliani. Who is this guy?
But the most important thing is he's on the oversight committee.
Yes, sir.
Which means this Monday, he and his colleagues will be questioning, as we should, the unbelievable things that went wrong that led to almost the death of our candidate and, God willing, our next president.
Yes, sir.
I was the person in charge of arresting Hinckley.
Yeah, I remember that.
And not only that, I did an after-action report with Judge Webster, who was head of the FBI, on what the Secret Service did right and wrong. And when I think about it, I can remember it pretty well, because you don't have many experiences like that. I mean, there weren't too many things they did wrong.
Right.
I mean, it was one of those things that...
It was just right there in between the seams.
Yeah, almost every... it was, I wouldn't say you couldn't... You always can prevent it when you look back on it.
Right.
But this from the first moment I saw him pulled up with his face right there, and I'm not talking about when he did it.
Right.
That's hard to prevent. But when they did it, they brought his face up. It's like, here, shoot him. I don't get it. And then the chaotic exit, and I'm going to ask you about it.
Yes, sir.
So what do you have to look at? How do you analyze something like this? And it's going to be really important to do a good investigation of this, or we're going to have conspiracy theories forever.
Oh yeah, and the government's not doing anything to help us with that. With this crazy delay of the guy has no internet. The history. Here's my major question is, why was Trump allowed to even come on stage when they'd spotted this guy 10 minutes before, and they allowed Trump to be on stage 10 minutes? He had a rangefinder. Now, there's only two reasons you got a dadgum rangefinder, Mayor. One is to play golf, and there wasn't no freaking golf course out there. The other is to sight in a rifle. Now, why did they allow Trump to walk out and be on stage that amount of time? Why, after he was shot, was he still laying there? And you've been there in those situations. I've been there. If you listen to the mic, they go, "We're going to move him in 3, 2, 1," and they just laid there. And and then President Trump, that iconic picture of him, and there was an agent who is head and shoulders shorter than him. That should have been, that situation. You shouldn't see pink. You shouldn't see any skin at all. They should. The bodies are there.
I was shocked when I saw his face come up. Right. What the hell are they doing?
Yeah. It's Trump being Trump, but you just got to take it over.
No. I'm talking about they brought his face up first.
Yeah.
I can understand the problem in trying to keep him down.
And there should have been every agent within a quarter mile.
Yeah.
It should have been right there on that, standing up. Because when they shot Reagan, you remember one agent, and God bless him, he ran at him, at the assassin.
Right.
And he took one right in the head. And then he stood up. And that's what you got to do. That's what their job is to do.
Right.
It is not some DEI hiring thing. And I don't care. You can put a pink unicorn on there, brother. But you better make sure they're tall enough to cover the president. And you saw when Lee Greenwood sang "God Bless the USA" and they brought him in, those guys were 6'5" at least.
Yeah.
It was the A team.
Yeah. You even could have organized it so the tall ones were in front and the short ones in the back, and they had it the other way around.
Absolutely, 100%.
And a couple, unfortunately, of the female agents looked like they panicked. I mean, one was running around like a chicken without a head.
Yeah.
And the other one couldn't put the gun in a holster.
Put in holster, and there was one that was hanging out behind that, like they were cowering down behind the pile.
Now you compare that to the Reagan exit; it was seamless. Boom.
Well, they almost broke President Reagan's ribs, if you remember, because they got him into the limo so fast. And they laid on top of him 2 agents until they got out of there.
That's actually what he thought his pain was coming from.
Right. You're right.
And they were taking him to the White House, and the agent saw the blood. and realize, it's worse than that. It's worse.
Do you remember when they took him in? Oh, it's classic Reagan.
Yeah,
and he said he was joking around. He said, "I hope all you doctors are Republicans." Yeah. I mean, that's classic Reagan.
Oh, yeah, the doctor said everybody's a Republican today. In fact, he was a Democrat.
Yeah, he was.
And he became a Republican.
Yeah, well, I'd say he probably did.
He did.
Unless he wanted socialized medicine. No, but there's so many questions, Mayor, that need to be asked that are looming out there.
What about the thatched roof? That's totally absurd. The agents can't go on a thatched roof, but the killer can.
Yeah, it was a sloped roof, and they had and I've got pictures of cows that go on sloped roofs. And they said they can't stand on sloped roofs. But if you look at Secret Service on the roof of the White House, I mean, dadgummit, Mayor, that thing's like at a 45. This thing was like this. I mean,
he got up there and navigated it, and the reality is, the first thing you do when you want to secure a crowd, if you have a high ability to have height, you put people up there even to watch the crowd,
absolutely,
not just to prevent a sharpshooter. But the best way to watch any problems in the crowd is from above.
Absolutely. And there was no aerial photography. We don't have a drone.
I was going to ask you, did they have drones?
We don't think they did.
Now,
and there wasn't a helicopter in the air either, obviously.
Theoretically, this all comes after. They told him that there was well, they didn't quite tell him. They said there was another threat. There's a dispute as to whether they actually told the Trump team. But there was an Iranian threat that they credited.
Yeah, and then they asked the head of the Secret Service about that, and she admitted that they did not enhance the thing. And these are Iranian. They're going to be suicide bombers.
But originally they put out that they did enhance.
Yeah, well, I've seen her interview, and she would not admit that they enhanced it.
Well, if they enhanced, they must have put one more on. It didn't seem
I would hate to see what they looked like before the enhancement.
When I was counting the Secret Service agents, I was saying, this is totally ridiculous.
And when they were trying to get him out, and there was a SWAT team, I think it was, that rushed in, kind of. And I don't blame the agents. You've been around those folks. They're very patriotic. Most of them God-fearing folks that they give their life for this country.
Goodness, yeah, that's a shame for them.
It's a leadership issue to me in that regards. But you still got to know why he was not brought out when they knew that person was on the roof.
I'm wearing their pin today for the agents. Not for the leadership.
No,
but for the agent.
Because they're taking a bad lick. They're taking a bad hit in the press.
And also, the Secret Service has not explained to me yet why they tried to fix the Hunter Biden gun case. And showed up at the gun dealer and tried to strong-arm him into giving him the records. And the gun dealer was gutsy enough to say, "The hell with you! I'm not going to give them to you." This goes, I know why you're here.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you this too. Remember the cocaine in the White House?
Of course,
that little bag that moved from one end of the White House to the other. I was in on that. I was in the skiff when they came to brief us, and they said this is not classified. So I just walked out. I walked out in the middle of it. I said, "This is ridiculous." They had that cocaine, and then they destroyed it, and then they showed a picture of it in the lockbox, but the door was open, and the lock had not been jimmied. And then they said, we said, well, how many people you got? How many people you think could have had access? They said, we're down to 200 people. This was on a Wednesday, and they said, we're calling the investigation off Friday. It's effectively over. And you could tell. You and I are in this business. We read people.
Yeah.
That's what we do all day long. You're better at it than I am, I'm sure. But I saw those agents, Mayor, and I could tell the disgust and the shame that they were having to fall on their sword. It's a small circle of people, very loyal people. You've been around them a bunch with Trump. I don't see them as often as you do. They're very loyal people, and they don't deserve this. They do not.
No, of course they don't deserve this. But
but the leadership is allowing it.
Well, she has a significant. Doesn't she? Wasn't she Jill Biden's?
She covered. She was a friend of Jill Biden's apparently, but she was also Cheney. She was on his detail. She was with the Secret Service like 27 years, and then she went and worked for Pepsi, Garden Fritos, I guess, and or Mountain Dew. I'm not sure. And then they brought her back, and he said I'm going. And then the first thing she said she was going to. Have by a certain date, 30% of the hires were going to be women. Not 30% of the hires are going to be great people, but they're just going to be women. And that's how we got who we got in that position, that's how we got who we got in the vice president's position.
You know, even if this attempt had considerably fewer unbelievably gross mistakes, I think a Secret Service director would resign
in shame.
Just that honor, you know, like
I'm gonna fall on my sword.
I bet in Japan they'd resign.
All right,
just resign.
Commit Harry Carey.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say she has to do that.
No, no.
But and her explanations indicate that there's an awful lot of dissembling going on.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
and that's not being kind.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's really so. This can be quite a hearing.
Nobody's uncovered more corruption in this world than you have. I'm constantly amazed. And I wish my parents were alive to see me sitting here with you. It would be a really cool thing. My daddy was an old World War II Marine. My mama flew an airplane during the Second World War. They were Depression era people. Had me and my brother and sister very late in life, and they stood for what's right. And I want to thank you, brother.
They did a good job with you,
I don't know, brother. I don't know, man. But I tell you, you were so kind to me at the White House back in the day. I always remember that. I'll keep that picture in the selfie you allowed me to take when we just talked. You found out I was a mayor, and we just talked about mayor stuff.
Mayors make good congressmen.
Yeah, I hope so.
The others don't have enough experience.
No, they really don't. They really don't. Give me one on that. You're right, brother.
Well, great. So do you feel good about this election?
Yeah, but I want to tell you, I always remember Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was a draft dodger. It was before we knew Hillary was a horrible person. You remember, went to England to escape the draft.
Right.
And so we were all cocky. And there my daddy is, a World War II veteran, thinking, there's no way this country's going to elect a draft dodger president of the United States.
But he never inhaled.
Yeah, he never inhaled. Anyway, well, I can remember on election night, I was a state house member, and Daddy and I were sitting in our house enjoying a traditional Italian meal, which was a pizza that we bought for $6 somewhere. And we had this little TV, and we were so proud of it. It was color, and it weighed about 150 pounds, but it was high tech. We had it on the living room table. Mama didn't like that, but she wasn't there, so we were watching TV, watching the results, and Daddy said, I'll say the blessing. I said, all right, Daddy. And he said, Lord, please don't let us lose our country.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, I soaked that up, because I say that prayer now, and I worry about it.
Now it is
one or the other.
Not at all.
We could lose our country.
You're damn right.
They weaponized against us. Parents who have the audacity to question school systems about their kids being taught pornography are called domestic terrorists.
Yeah.
Pro-life Catholics are called domestic terrorists, wanting to defend life. Look, man, it is so far past it. Please do not get cocky. Please,
I agree.
Please vote in the presidential race. I get that, the congressional Senate. But listen, those local races, these mayors, these city council, these school board members, my gosh.
Yep.
Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. Thank you, Mayor.
Well, Congressman, God bless you and good luck on Monday. I'll be listening with bated breath.
Don't hold your breath.
We still have a long campaign to go.
Absolutely. That's why I keep saying this. This is a pep rally. The game's Friday, folks.
Yeah,
we got this pep rally right now.
A lot more protection, going forward.
Yeah, I think Biden's out. I think it's going to be a whole new game.
Yeah. Biden is out, and it's going to be interesting to see how they negotiate the Kamala.
Who do you think it's going to be?
I think it'll be Kamala.
Do you?
Ultimately.
Okay. I still think the governor of California, as horrible as he is, he cut a deal with Hollywood, and he said, "I'm going to give you benefits when they go on strike."
You think it'll be him?
That's what I think, because I think Hollywood will recreate him. He's a good-looking guy. He's charismatic, but he's a failure as a governor. He's wrecked that once great state, because they're all coming to Tennessee.
Well, the more battling they have, the better, right?
I agree.
So let's hope they really battle.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'll root for. Well, good luck.
Thank you, brothers.
Good luck. Honor. God bless you.
God bless you, brother. Thank you.
We will be back in a minute or two.
I'm excited to announce my all-new mattress topper. In the times we're in, I wanted to bring you the best affordable mattress topper ever. So I took my two best technologies and combined them to make the ultimate mattress topper. And now you can get it for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. It all starts with my famous MyPillow foam that provides you that overall full body support. Second is the individual comfort supports that give you an amazing custom sleep experience. It's like it's made specifically for you. The queen size alone has over 14,000 comfort supports. This is the perfect mattress topper to improve any bed. New bed, old bed, your guest beds. Get them for every bedroom in your house. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the all-new My Mattress Topper for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. Don't delay. Order today. I'm excited to announce my all-new mattress topper. In the times we're in, I wanted to bring you the best affordable mattress topper ever. So I took my two best technologies and combined them to make the ultimate mattress topper. And now you can get it for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. It all starts with my famous MyPillow foam that provides you that overall full body support. Second is the individual comfort supports that give you an amazing custom sleep experience. It's like it's made specifically for you. The queen size alone has over 14,000 comfort supports. This is the perfect mattress topper to improve any bed. New bed, old bed, your guest beds. Get them for every bedroom in your house. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the all-new My Mattress Topper for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. Don't delay. Order today.
We are back with, I would say, the best investigative reporter in the world. Mr. Solomon is the best. John Solomon is, wow. He is the best. And therefore, we're going to ask him a very timely question, and he probably has the most current and best information about it. So, is Biden, I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to happen.
Has it happened? I mean, there was a rumor, actually, I guess it wasn't true, that he had already resigned.
Yeah, I don't think he has resigned. I think he may stay in the presidency, by the way, and not turn it over to Kamala Harris.
Oh, we're going to have his finger near the button?
Yeah, but we're not going to let him trust him in the campaign. Figure that one out. That's a hard one to understand, right? Yeah. First off, let me say what an honor it is to be on with you on the show. I'm such an admirer of all your hard work. And what I've heard in the last hour from two senior White House officials is that the president is nearing the decision to step aside. It could come as early as Saturday.
This is because he has COVID.
Well, I don't think that's going to be the issue. I think it's because his numbers have COVID. They're so far down. I mean, they're just not recoverable. And I think that's what's really going on. He's going to step aside. He's not going to endorse a successor, which would leave for an open and free primary. That, of course, leaves Kamala Harris a little bit, I guess, insulted, maybe politically speaking. And then he'll let the free fall out. He'll stay president under the current scenario. Now, that could change. My sources warn that it's very fluid. But right now, the president has moved from adamantly not stepping aside to resign, that he's going to have to step aside. It could come as early as Saturday. No endorsement. It'll be a free-for-all, and Barack Obama, I guess, will have to reorchestrate his party one more time.
And does this mean that it really will be a free-for-all? Or, I mean, from my point of view, the freer the free-for-all, the better.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
I mean, please, guys, have plenty of chaos.
Yeah. Get popcorn and stay out of the way if you're a Republican, because it's going to be a great movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It sounds like, an orderly transition would be if they just, swallowed hard and said, okay, Kamala, let's pick a VP and let's see what we can do.
That may actually be where they end up, right? Because there's some legal issues here. First off, what do you do with $200 million sitting in a bank account? If Kamala is not the nominee, that gets unusable, at least for the presidential campaign. Secondly, there are some state deadlines.
Oh, well, they'll find a way to just completely violate the law and use the money.
Mark Elias will be busy at work. Yeah, he'll find something, But those are the big issues. It's interesting that everybody, we wanted Kamala Harris 4 years ago, and you hear no one making the case for her right now on the Democratic side, right? It's crazy.
But then overlooking her is going to be overlooking her and pushing her aside is going to be,
especially
particularly with the vulnerability of the black vote right now.
Right, and the DEI philosophy of the party, right? She's going to become an oppressed black woman in a ideology of the Democratic Party where whites are the oppressors. Obviously, we don't believe in that, but that's their ideology. How are they going to spin that story?
I don't think. Do they have a black substitute? I mean, that could.
I don't think so. I mean,
I'm trying to think of. Obviously, it's the Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Yeah. We're not going to see Will Smith. We're not going to see Will Smith. No Hollywood people.
No. Mr. Hollywood. You know.
Oh no, we're Gavin Newsom. Oh yeah,
Gavin Newsom, Whitlas.
Governor Whitmer, yes.
Whitlas,
yes.
Who else? Oh, the guy.
Maybe Andy Beshear in Kentucky. I keep an eye on him if they want to move the party to the center, but that's going to be very frustrating to the left. They may be even more frustrated with an Andy Beshear than they are with Joe Biden right now. So,
my goodness, I don't see the left, even the not as crazy left, accepting that.
That's right. People think maybe Barack Obama gets put on as the vice president. There's some legal issues with that, though maybe they don't have a problem with that.
That is a fascinating legal issue.
Unresolved. Yeah.
Unresolved. And I don't know how the Supreme Court resolves that you'd almost have to resolve that before the election.
Absolutely. You can't let it go beyond. You may have to resolve it very quickly in the summer here. So, listen, it's going to be a free-for-all. It's going to be the greatest movie politics ever wrote.
What about Michelle?
Well, I take David Axelrod at his word that Michelle Obama does not have the belly to do this and doesn't want to do it. David Axelrod knows the Obamas better than anyone, and he's very careful when he makes predictions. I've talked to a lot of people around former President Obama, and they've never felt that she's had that burn to do it. Could that change? Could some incredible offer come in to make it possible? Sure, she'd be a formidable candidate reputation-wise, but she's never had a glove laid on her because she was the first lady.
Yeah. I don't know how it would work out, but on paper and on all the polling, she's the only one who's a real problem.
Yeah, she's the only one that comes close.
Could become a problem. I never predict something like this until it happens.
Yeah,
and the media will.
Oh my gosh!
The media will take whoever it is and make them into a prince or a princess.
Yeah, we've seen that routine a few times now, haven't we?
And they will find a way to reignite their demonization.
I think
of the man they almost got killed.
It's extraordinary. Yeah, listen, President Trump polls well against everyone right now, and so they know that. And if Michelle Obama's off the table, I've heard one interesting thing, and this is only one wing of the party. There's about 6 or 7 wings now. It's like a Godfather meeting of the mafia. But one wing of the party thinks you keep Kamala Harris, so you don't deal with the issues of race and DEI, and you bring Whitmer on, and you have an all-women ticket, and you just lay into abortion 24/7. That's one part of the party.
So it will be an entirely kill babies platform. Let's kill as many babies as possible so that we can continue. In the black community in New York, there are more aborted children than children who were born.
Yeah.
We're going to go into the next generation that way.
Yeah, but that is one thing that they're thinking of. I think it's going to take a few days.
When they passed the abortion law in New York, which goes up to the last day,
right?
Killing 6-month-olds, 7-month-olds, 8-month-olds. They all applauded.
Yeah, I know.
At least you would think there'd be some sadness attached to it.
Yeah, they come a long way from the Bill Clinton era.
Yeah, their joy. Their joy is destroyers of 7, 8, and 9-month-old fetuses.
Yeah, listen, a few years ago, I was able to get these reports out of the state of Minnesota. They're called the Born Alive reports. They were required by the legislature. And every year, there are 4, 5, 6 children born alive in a failed abortion, and then they're left on a table with no sustenance to die. Every year. Now, the legislature recently got rid of that because they realized that reporters were getting onto it. But that's the culture. When the Democrats say they don't support that, there's living proof in the state document.
The only one who had the guts to say it, a horrible thing, was the governor of Virginia, right? The governor.
Yep. Prior to Youngkin.
The blackface one.
Northam. Yeah, Governor Northam.
The one with the blackface.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So they all have baggage.
So we got just a few more minutes, and the acceptance speech.
Yeah.
It can be very interesting. He does promise something different.
Yeah.
When I've talked to him since it happened, that I have to say, and there's something different in his voice.
I think that's right.
I've gone through this with Bernie Kerik, and where we found out later that we almost died.
Yeah, right.
We didn't know at the time we were going through it. We didn't have time to think about it. When we got out, the governor told us he thought we were dead.
That's 9/11, right? Yeah. Right.
The governor told us, I thought you were dead. They've actually made up orders to have somebody else take over the city.
Oh, my goodness.
But even when he said it to me, I sort of, what's that?
Yeah.
Then when I saw the building fall down, And I remember where we were, and I said, oh, my goodness, if it fell just a little bit this way, we're gone.
Yeah, you're gone.
You really do start to look at things very differently.
Yeah.
It's a different, I mean, you don't know what it's like until you have the experience. And that was pretty shocking experience.
It was. There's no way that it can't affect you as a person. It also affects the rest of us. I think we're so used to President Trump being so impervious. He's so tough. He's the tough guy. Like the Teamsters guy said the other night. But when you see that bandage on the ear, you're all reminded that, hey, we're all human at some point.
Yeah.
And I think he's become a really significant moment in our history.
And it's what we need right now. We need someone with that kind of courage and leadership ability, natural leadership ability.
I think that's what people are crying for. That's why you see the movement towards him so much. They want someone that's firm and tough and not constantly appeasing on people.
And what happened on Saturday, you don't have time to fake it.
No, that's right. Isn't it true?
You're either a coward or you're brave.
No, that
one
moment,
or the other.
That moment's as iconic as some of the greatest photos in history.
That's how you find out.
Yeah.
So we're going to the stage. Okay. Oh, the president's out there already.
Look at that. How about that?
He's not going to do his speech yet.
No, he'll take a seat for a while. But he's in the house. Look at that. Quite a moment.
Everyone else spends hours preparing for their speech.
He's comfortable. He's always comfortable on stage. It doesn't even need preparation, does he?
No, he doesn't. Yeah. He really doesn't. He's better without it.
What made you think that he felt a little different after the shoot?
It was
just in his voice, right?
Well, first of all, he did talk about God, and God, I mean, we both talked about it.
Yeah.
About God sparing him, and I talked about my experience and his, and it was the tone of his voice. It was more serious, more reflective. And he told me right straight away he was going to give a different speech.
Yeah.
And even from the day after, he said he was right away. He decided I'm going to do a different speech.
Yeah. He rips it all up. Don Jr. told us that today. He's like, I couldn't believe it. I'd worked on the first one. It's gone. It's in the circular. So I see Claudia Tenney, a great New Yorker, out there in the background next to the president. Yeah.
Ladies,
pretty amazing.
Please,
it's very interesting who he picks to put with him. I mean,
there's a lot of thinking that goes into that, isn't it?
Yeah, and I thought the candidates, like Rubio and being with him and Burgum, the ones that weren't selected, it was very, very nice to see that they're all enthusiastic, on board,
You've been to a lot
united.
Of these. Right? You've been to a lot of these.
This is the best convention I've seen.
I was going to ask you. It's more united than anyone you've ever been to, right? I've been to 9, and I've never seen anything like it.
No, I've never seen a convention that has so clearly delivered a message, whether you agree with the message or not, and has been as unified legitimately. Sometimes they'll do a sort of a show of unity.
Right.
But you get the feeling that these people love him.
Yeah.
They feel he's their only hope, and I think he solidified that with what happened on Saturday.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's something unseen in politics.
So now we're not going to finish that way. I'm going to ask you about the Secret Service and how could they have screwed up that much?
I don't know. Well, listen,
how could they? I have a Secret Service pin on today. I have it on for the agents.
Yeah.
Not for the leadership, because there's so many good people there whose reputations have been affected.
You've been with them.
Of course I have, and I handled the Hinckley case.
Yeah, that's right.
And I can remember almost in detail how orderly that was.
Yeah.
And of course there were some mistakes there, but they were compared to this, there were no mistakes.
Yeah, no, that's right.
This looked like, and the whole thing looked like complete chaos, and it shouldn't look like that.
Yeah,
it should look like just the opposite.
Yeah, listen, it's not the agent's fault.
Not covering the roof.
Yeah, they were under-resourced. That's what I'm hearing, and significantly so. So much so that I think some people thought about maybe even suggesting to the president they need to cancel the event. They didn't want to do that.
They were under-resourced with that particular event.
That particular event there, right. I mean, the Secret Service has lots of resources. I don't want to suggest they don't.
And this is after they had an Iranian threat.
They did.
And originally said they increased And then it turned out they were lying about that. They didn't increase it.
No. And an outdoor event's a harder one to secure. You need more bodies.
Right.
They left that building outside the perimeter of what the Secret Service's primary responsibility
But you know
was.
something? Not a tough area to secure.
No.
Particularly if you took that building. That building was a tremendous resource for surveillance.
That was the perfect shooting perch.
I mean, but even forget the shooter.
Yeah.
I would have thought of that as that's where I want to put my people to look in the crowd.
Yeah, I think that's exactly
that
right.
Building, there was a building over here and a building over here. You've got that whole crowd covered.
Oh, you do. It wasn't that hard. Jim Jordan tonight, or this afternoon, announced that there are several Secret Service agents that have come forward as whistleblowers, and they provided the diagrams and the concerns that agents were expressing 3-4 days in advance. I think that's going to be a major twist in this case. You have agents coming forward to Congress saying, here's what happened, we're embarrassed. They knew they were under-resourced.
She really has given awful explanations.
Yeah. The roof was sloped. I mean, come on, really?
Secret Service, I mean, how the killer could do it.
That's right. Yeah.
If the killer could do it, the Secret Service should be able to do it.
That's exactly right. Yeah. You wouldn't buy any of those excuses if you were in charge.
No, and remember, we got a long campaign to go.
Yep.
I can't believe this woman is going to survive.
I think she ends up being forced out, don't you?
I think if a new candidate comes along, Biden is kind of stuck with her. She was Jill's
friend.
But if a new candidate comes along, the candidate themselves are going to say, we get her out. My God, we got to have a professional there.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's too catastrophic a failure for it not to be a resignation.
Well, John, how does it feel to have been totally vindicated?
It feels good.
Yeah.
We always knew then we were right.
Of course we did.
And facts are a stubborn thing.
Yeah.
All our conspiracy theories came true. We should get a T-shirt like that.
Yeah, that's what we should.
Rudy and John.
God
Good
bless
to see
you, John.
Mr. Mayor. Good to be there.
We'll be back very shortly.
Very good. That was fun.
I'm excited to announce my all-new mattress topper. In the times we're in, I wanted to bring you the best affordable mattress topper ever. So I took my two best technologies and combined them to make the ultimate mattress topper. And now you can get it for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. It all starts with my famous MyPillow foam that provides you that overall full body support. Second is the individual comfort supports that give you an amazing custom sleep experience. It's like it's made specifically for you. The queen size alone has over 14,000 comfort supports. This is the perfect mattress topper to improve any bed. New bed, old bed, your guest beds. Get them for every bedroom in your house. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the all-new My Mattress Topper for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. Don't delay. Order today. Mike Lindell here, and like you, I see our country being destroyed daily. We face massive economic issues, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, there are people in power who threaten the values that have made our country great. Well, I've been a believer in gold and silver for a long time, and I've searched for years for a partner that shares my values. Well, Genesis Gold Group showed me how easy it is to protect your IRA, 401k, or your retirement with gold and silver. Their faith-driven approach to service and stewardship is one that stands out from the rest. So call Genesis Gold Group now at 1-800-200-GOLD. That's 1-800-200-4653, or go to LindellGoldRush.com now.
The beef industry takes another blow as Cricket Burgers win America's best burger for the fourth year in a row. This comes after many major beef processing plants have shut their doors for good.
The beef industry continues to take a dive as cricket skyrocket in demand. The insatiable insects have now overtaken cows as America's favorite animal. A market change that has even caused McDonald's to
cricket have cows are now overtaking cows as Americans say we're no longer receiving beef cows to be put on the endangered species list.
And here's why that might not be such a bad thing. Consider this. Cows are harmful to the environment.
Cows will go extinct.
Introducing the all-new Prepper Bar. These 62.2 gram bars, perforated and easily broken into 3 denominations, will fit all of your needs. Perfect for asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or use it for bartering or trade. Prepper bars make an ideal gift for precious metal lovers. Available in gold and silver, these slim Prepper bars fit neatly into your wallet and can be used in any situation. As gold and silver prices surge and economists predict shortages, now is the time to secure your precious metals with Prepper bars. The only bar divisible into 3 different sizes for maximum utility, tradability, and proudly mined and minted in the United States, these Prepper bars are IRA eligible and will help you diversify your wealth. To order your own Prepper bars, go to www.frankspeechbar.com. That's www.frankspeechbar.com.
Mike Lindell here, and like you, I see our country being destroyed daily. We face massive economic issues, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, there are people in power who threaten the values that have made our country great. Well, I've been a believer in gold and silver for a long time, and I've searched for years for a partner that shares my values. Well, Genesis Gold Group showed me how easy it is to protect your IRA, 401k, or your retirement with gold and silver. Their faith-driven approach to service and stewardship is one that stands out from the rest. So call Genesis Gold Group now at 1-800-200-GOLD. That's 1-800-200-4653, or go to LindellGoldRush.com now.
The beef industry takes another blow as Cricket Burgers win America's best burger for the 4th year in a row. This comes after many major beef processing plants have shut their doors for good.
The beef industry continues to take a dive as cricket skyrocket in demand. The insatiable insects have now overtaken cows as America's favorite animal. A market change that has even caused McDonald's to
cricket have cows are now producing cows as Americans favorite. No longer receiving cows to be put on the indictments. They do have crickets.
And here's why that might not be such a bad thing. Consider this. Cows are harmful to the environment.
Cows will go extinct.